Everybody has an idea. Some of those ideas can make a lot of money. Most of the ideas will fail. So how do we discern between the two? I want to never take a risk that's so large it's going to ruin my family. Basically, if I can't afford to take the loss, I'm not going to take that risk. Now, how can I take the risk is what I would say. I want to take asymmetric risks. I don't want to take every risk because some of them don't pay out. And what do I mean by that? Well, I have three things here. One, I have business one. These are actual real instances for me. So I risk $20,000. I have a 33% chance of succeeding, and the payout should be about $1.2 million. I have another one where someone could play the lottery. It might be $10. Has a very low probability of success, but you could also make $1 million. So I have another business. Let's say this is the YouTube channels. So maybe it costs about $500 between a camera, some lighting, a whiteboard, that sort of thing. So I put that in, maybe I got a 5% chance of making $50,000 a year. So which of these should I take as a risk? Each one of these I'm going to lose money on potentially. So how do I mitigate that by taking asymmetric risks? Put in the comments section below, which one do you think I should take? Which one's the best? Which one's the second best? Which one should I not take? So pause the video and we'll go through it. Let's say for business one, say this is a farm. I have a farm, it takes me about $20,000 of inputs, and I have a 1 in 3 chance of making a $1.2 million return. So how does this look? Well, if I think of it this way, if I have a 1 in 3 chance of making money on it, and I'm going to make a considerable amount on that, how much would I be willing to risk, and how often would I take that risk? Well, if I think I have a 1 in 3 chance of actually making that successful, well, that means I have to be willing to spend 3 times this to get this. So let's say the actual risk to make $1 million is about $60,000. To me, I'm willing to spend $60,000 to make an extra $1.2 million. I'm going to take that risk day after day. On the other hand, if I want to win this lottery and my odds are 0.0000001% to win $1 million, should I play the lottery for $10 to win that $1 million with this probability of success? Well, that comes out to I would need to spend approximately $1 billion to win $1 million. This is why I don't play the lottery. Now, that being said, if the lottery is at $2 billion, that's an asymmetric risk. Sure, I'll buy one lottery ticket, that's fine. But I'm not going to buy it any other time. Business number two, I have $500. I have a 5% chance of making anything out of that to make the 50K. So should I take that risk? Well, what I do is basically that $500 divided by that 0.05. If I did this 20 times, basically to get one of them to work, I would make $50,000. It would cost me $10,000 to run 20 different channels or small businesses like this. And I've already returned more than that, so a $500 investment was well worth my time and energy on that. And a small farm that I run, it's well worth the $20,000 to make $1.2 million. So I take these asymmetric risks and stay away from the lottery effectively. So that's what I mean by take asymmetric risks. The other thing I want to do is I want to fail fast and I want to fail cheap. What do I mean by that? Every idea is going to cost some amount of my time. It's going to cost some amount of my money. I don't want to spend a lot of time and money on something that's not going anywhere. So I want to just, if it's not going to work, kill it, be done, move on. There's tons of ideas. One thing that I use as an example are wait lists. So you may have seen the F-150 Lightning and the Cybertruck. Basically what they did is they were really smart about this. Before they built the production lines, before they did anything, they wanted to say, well, is anybody interested in this? So we're just going to have a $100 or $200 reservation wait list. When that gets filled up, you go, oh, okay, there's X number of thousands of people that are willing to buy these vehicles. We should probably invest in the lines, build the facility, and then build the trucks. And that's fine. I had another person that was talking to me at a party, and he said, well, him and his wife, they're thinking about running a daycare. And I said, that's a great idea. Where would you like to open it? And they're like, well, we don't know how much people will pay and all these other things. And I said, well, why don't you put a wait list out, see how many people are interested before you even get like the building or hire the people or do any of that work. And you can get a gauge of how much money people are willing to pay you. I also said, you know what's the one thing that with daycares that I can't find anywhere? My wife and I would love to go out to, dinner or do things and not scramble for babysitters. If there was a daycare that was open, say, overnight or on the weekends, where we could have our child go and play with some other kids and be with people she already knows, that would be great. Because a lot of times nowadays, people don't have a lot of extended family to help out with those things. So maybe you put a wait list of, would you be willing to do overnight daycare or on the weekend daycare? Maybe somebody works third shift and they're a single parent. How are they going to be able to manage childcare with those things? Putting a wait list out, maybe they don't want to open one facility, maybe they want to open 2 or 3 or something along those lines. But with that wait list, they already have a list of everybody that's already interested in paying them before they even open the doors or settle on a contract. So that's going to be worth a lot of money. I also ran a small bakery and things like that. So instead of buying a bakery, buying the ovens, buying everything, so I went to a commercial kitchen that's used, that they run out the facility. So effectively on Friday nights I would go in, I would bake, and make the cookies and any other things. And we tried out that business. Basically it only cost $4,000 instead of like $100,000 to go through that. You could always ask people that you know or people on the street, survey people. Hey, how much are you willing to pay for this type of service? Or you could look at, are other people doing something similar? If they are, basically how much are people paying them? If you know people are doing something similar in the area, go in, see, is it overly busy? Are there long lines? Basically, they may not be taking up all of the demand that's there, so you could add supply to the area. Also realize when somebody else is doing something, it means there are customers that are willing to pay for that service. So don't get discouraged. I always thought it was funny. People will say, well, the early bird gets the worm. And I go, yeah, but it's the second mouse that gets the cheese. Think of it this way. A lot of people don't use MySpace anymore. People move to Facebook, and then people move from Facebook to Instagram and other things. You don't have to be first. See how you can improve upon other people's ideas. It doesn't take much to win over a customer. And usually good customer service and a good product will win out over other competition. So don't worry about it. The other thing you could do if you have a good idea for a business, you may want to see if somebody's retiring in that industry locally, and you might be able to buy a profitable business off of somebody that's trying to retire just because they don't want to do it anymore. They're 65, 70, 80 years old, and they're looking to pass it on to somebody, and you can negotiate basically whatever the money is that they want, have it come out of the profits of the business, have them train you how to do what they've done for the last 30 or 40 years. And that's another way to get a profitable business and not necessarily put a lot of money of your own out there. So basically you have asymmetric risk, you're not risking financial ruin, and basically they already know what works, so you just copy and be trained by them. And if they have a vested interest in you succeeding, that's great, because they're going to want to train you because they want their money and you want to be successful. So it's a win-win for both of you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I cover a lot of financial topics such as how to make money, how to invest, how to save money on taxes, and other financial education. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.